And the pickles are officially done. And then we also got cold brew done. So that's more of that. And the pickles are officially done. And then we also got cold brew done. So that's more of that. Now what's next? Zero, thank you for the hydrate. I need to get that done. Also, Ciao Tootie, 40 minutes ago you followed me. Sorry that I didn't say thank you for the follow, but thank you for the follow. I don't have alerts on my Mac laptop. But Quake, hi! Quake, it's good to see you. Quake, hi! Quake, it's good to see you. Need to keep a better eye on these things. Okay. So now we did the cold brew. Need to keep a better eye on these things. Okay.
There's the full screen. We found it. We turned down the music because we are learning from our lovely robo who tells us all the things that we can do to be better. And who doesn't want to be better? Hello! Welcome to Pride Month. We're being gay as heck in the kitchen today, as promised. Got my gay ass tank top on. I've got my fun pins on that are showing pride because it is June. It is Pride Month. So welcome in. We are going to make some stuff that is good enough to eat. And no, we're gonna not even bake today. So if you are intimidated by the oven, don't worry, leave it off. You don't need it. Mark is just walking by and snickering at my BDSM Captain America pin, Leather Daddy Captain America. Yes, it is Mark's pin, but I am wearing it. They are our pins. They're all our pins, right? So, in honor of Pride, we are making some Pride cheesecake, rainbow cheesecake, and then I'll probably, since it needs chilling setting time in the middle, I will probably just be making some dinner as well in the midst. So, enjoy that. It'll be, you can see some of my little tricks in the kitchen, what I do when I'm cooking for us at home. Just don't go spreading it around that I use some stuff, some help from the store sometimes. I will not claim that those things are homemade. I would never. But I might guessing them up a little bit. We'll see. We'll see how we're feeling today. I think Strawberry Tart was even last week. I only do one a week random. Caleb wants the cheesecake, eh? I don't know if I was counting. I think that's 8, 9, 10. Hey, as far as I am concerned, I am flattered that you came 2 weeks in a row. So welcome in. I am going to start off washing this bowl, which Mark used for some fruit earlier. Oh, I'm Quake, or Warren, by the way. Quake is baking today, but he's not baking because we're doing no-bake cheesecake. I should have forbid Mark from using this bowl earlier because with this bowl I have 6 matching bowls, which is always nice on a stream, right? When you need to make 6 colors of cheesecake filling. So, this bowl is clean. It wasn't even that dirty to begin with. And let's get started. Let's switch it over to 2 cheesecakes. Oh my goodness, who is eating all this cheesecake, Joey? I don't know who's gonna eat all this cheesecake. I'm gonna try to, well, see some family this weekend and give some cheesecake away, so we're not eating it all. But let's get started. Also being extra gay with the rosé today. Rosé all day. And it's bubbly. Clay asks if I have rainbow sprinkles. Of course I have rainbow sprinkles. Rainbow sprinkles. I was talking to someone about the recipe. Ooh, I will check those out when I have a chance. Thank you so much for being here, T. Taylor. I was going to say TBJ, and then I couldn't process it in my head, so thank you. Thank you so much for those bits. It is lovely to see you. And of course, thank you very much. I'm putting this far away, protecting my drink from my husband. Ooh, tangerine cider. Is it a local cider for you? Is it a Pacific Northwest cider? Or is it something that we can get down here? I am putting some parchment on my spring form because, I don't know, I saw I saw someone else do it, so I figured it was probably a good idea. Since we're not baking, Portland Cider Co. Mark especially loves a good cider. We have several good cider spots around here, so always nice to see a new one. You did yours with the parchment, Joey? I think I would. I don't even think I can make 2 at a time, at least not of this size, because I only have one springform pan. I've got a mini springform pan, or I guess just a small. It's 6 inches. This is an 8-inch. I've also got a 6-inch springform, which is weird because the base is like extra big. So I think it'd be a pain to do the parchment on. I could do an extra mini bread cheesecake. I did not buy, actually. I do have one more thing of cream cheese. I could. But I don't think I need to make any extra. This is going to be plenty. More than enough, in fact, for anyone that I'm going to be seeing. Oh, we do have friends visiting tomorrow. So I will feed them cheesecake. I'm pretty sure they like cheesecake. They like most anything. So... Oh, you just did it in a regular. Okay. I have not tried the Japanese style cheesecakes yet. I've done the Japanese style pancakes, but not the cheesecakes. So, maybe next time. Anyway, now that that's out of the way, let's get going on the crust so that can get in the fridge and chill. I need some amount of graham crackers. That is not nearly enough graham crackers. And that is all the graham crackers I have. But I am not worried. Thank you so much. I love coming to your streams too, Taylor. Seeing the doggo, seeing the art, seeing the horror games that I react to much more than you do. Okay, I'm gonna grab some Biscoff biscuits. Those are just crackers. Could use some of that blueberry syrup. These are also just crackers. Pretty sure we have some of these Biscoff cookies somewhere. Mark! Biscoffs! Biscoffs. I'm pretty sure we have some. Thank you. Oh my goodness. So Mark found some ice cream bars that have the Biscoff cookies like on them. Yeah, I knew we had some around. Hoped we had some around, was pretty sure. I was also panicking a little bit earlier because I went to the store and then I came back and I was like, I'm pretty sure I have white chocolate at home. I don't need to buy any, right? And then I got home and I'm like, where is it? I can't find it. I had used up all the ones that were in. I don't know why I bothered weighing this. It probably told me how much it weighed right on here. Right there. 250G. 253. Imagine that. Why did I bother? Those will just get... See, but the problem is, I don't have any extra, which means I can't give them a little tasty taste. Which is unfortunate, but we'll survive. We'll just have to be patient and wait. There are no bonuses. Clay doesn't need thanks. He's just giving himself money by tipping me. And I know I put... Oh, right in front of me. 7.8 ounces each? That is a travesty. My goodness. I do have an extra cream cheese. And I also bought a thing of mascarpone. Just in case. Because there were a couple recipes that I was looking at. And some had mascarpone. Some did not. I might add a spoonful of yogurt to my... No, actually I have the lemon juice. I'm going to get my tang, a little bit of extra tang from the lemon juice, because I am instinctually thinking this will be pretty sweet, because it is partially thickened with white chocolate. Okay, there's like one little piece of graham cracker in there that is just riding around. Maybe there's a few. They're just riding around. They don't want to get broken up. Oh, I see. There was one, like, parkour master piece of graham cracker that just sat right on top of the blade and would not get pulsed up. I'm just going to set that while I check my butter. See if it is melted. It is not quite melted. So we'll get a few pops in the microwave. Oop. And when it pops, we know we're done. Here we go. Now I'm just going to pour the butter right in. Get that nice and mixed together. I'm gonna scrape down the sides because I've got some that is not getting nice and buttery. We need that butter so it'll stick to the sides of our pan. And of course all the butter is just sank to the bottom. Need to get it out of the corners. No hiding. I will have all of you. My delicious buttery goodness. I should also be blooming. Let's see if this is sticky enough. Yeah, it looks like it's... You know what? Not quite. I'm going to add another maybe tablespoon of butter to that, just to make sure it's sticky for me. And I will also remember to bloom my gelatin that I'm going to need later. So if anyone has ever thickened things with gelatin, it often needs to be bloomed, which just means you mix it with water. Teo, I warned you. You should know better. I told you I would not be doing tornado kicks in the kitchen. Like, 20 minutes ago, too, because I know you. And here, I thought I did not need to remind you anymore. So, I'm sorry. Okay, it says 2 tablespoons. That's not quite a tablespoon. So I'm going to get the other packet, and I'm going to get a third packet out. I mean, there's just no room. It's like Alice's Tea Party. There's no room. Move down. And apparently I've lost my gelatin too. I had a whole box of it. It's up there. It's very high. It's very high up and I am short. not gonna break anything. It can't break it. It's packets of gelatin. It's a packet of gelatin. It's not gonna break anything. Such a worrywart. So it's gelatin. I don't think I used all my sheets, but I'm using this. They're somewhere. I didn't look for them. You're in my way. No. He was very concerned that my gelatin would fall on something and break, but what's this gonna break? My goodness. Okay. Scoot. Scoot, scoot, scoot. Thank you. Half cup. Cold water. Scoot. I need the water. You're just in my way. You need to learn how to, like, take care of your foodstuffs before we start the stream. I needed cold water. He thinks he's very helpful. Okay. We're back in business. We're going to stir this up and the gelatin will hydrate a little bit. It'll become a little solid mass. And then we will melt it in the microwave before we incorporate it into our mixture at the end. And that'll be half of our strategy for thickening our mixture. Oh, I was going to get some more butter, wasn't I? Give that a little melt. Might have just had something to do with the texture and moisture of the Biscoff. They might be drier than the graham crackers. And you know what? I'm going to add a pinch of salt also, because we need to balance out our sweet, sweet crust. Plus, I'm not using salted butter, so I'm not expecting any from there. You could also do pretty much any sort of cookie. Like if you can use sandwich cookies, the chocolate sandwich cookies that we all know and love. And those don't really need much butter since the cream in the middle provides a lot of the hydration. They still might need a little bit, but not a whole bunch. Right, Random? He knew that I was going to be here. It's 5 o'clock every week. He knew that he was going to want an apricot, but he still needs to get into the space. He is over there trying to defend himself, but he knows what he did. I know, right? I'm gonna, at some point, get this kitchen changed up a little bit, but it doesn't make it, it's not giving me any more, like, walking space. I don't have enough room to, like, push out a counter and make an island or anything. All it's going to do is give me a bunch more counter space and, of course, much nicer counters. Okay, so now that we have this, we can put most of it in. And find I think the person I watched do this was just much more skilled than me, but he shoved it up against the sides with a spoon. So we'll try that. And I do want it to go up most of the way because I want a nice, a nice base for my cheesecake since it's not being cooked. Actually, that's working pretty well. It's almost like taking tips from professional bakers is a good idea. Yeah, I'm glad I had that extra butter, because if I had not, it would have not been doing so well getting up against it. And I'm trying to thin out the bottom to make sure I have plenty to go up the sides. And I do want to get every little last bit out, because I'm going to use the food processor for the rest of this as well. Of course, there's my lovely extra buttery bits at the bottom. There we go. Don't tap the sides of your bowls, folks. Learn from my example, because I just got rid of part of the work that I had done. Some of it decided to collapse. How can I call myself an engineer if I'm letting my walls collapse over here? Oh my goodness. Okay, and then we can pat out the whole base. Let's get it nice and firmly packed down. You can also just go in with your fingers if you get tired of using the spoon. The spoon helped us at the beginning, but I think I'm going to be able to get it more even by just finishing with my fingers. Also a good time for a reminder to make sure your hands are clean while you're doing this, so that anyone you are feeding is eating nice, clean foods. Hi Vinny, how are you doing? Nice to see you. You've passed at least one time zone by now. Let's rinse this out. Okay, first I'm going to stick that in the fridge so it can set up a little bit. Assuming I have a spot in the fridge, because you know how good I am about planning these things, right? There's a spot right up top. So long as I find a place for these kumquats. There we go. Okay. Now we clean off our food processor blade and bowl, because we are going to use it again to mix up our filling. And of course, you don't have to use a food processor for any of this. You can put your graham crackers and cookies or whatever you want into a regular blender, or just into a bag and whack them with a rolling pin, and do all those manual labory ways of crushing them up to make your crust. But we're taking the help today. And then the same goes for making the filling. You can do it with a hand mixer, you can do it in your stand mixer, you can do it by hand, so long as you are ready for a workout. And of course, if you're going to do it by hand, make sure that all your cream cheese and everything is nice and room temperature, or else you will have just a bear of a time, and not the fun kind of bear. There we go. Okay. So, reassemble. Didn't like that, Joey? I was saying something to that effect yesterday, and Mark did not quite get it, so I was probably because I was not enunciating clearly enough. So I figured I'd say it again. And it's also fitting with the theme. Reading back on the chat, and yes, if Clay did come in and help me get the thing off the shelf, but you know what? I have tongs. I can reach far with tongs. I would have gotten it. I wouldn't have dropped it. I would have made it work. So now, everyone's favorite bit, unboxing and unwrapping your cream cheese. This isn't Guernsville? I am pulling a Mark over there. One of Mark's favorite little tricks is he'll just be sitting on the couch and he'll finish a bottle of water or something and he'll just toss it behind him in the general vicinity of the recycling, assuming that it's just going to get there. And it usually gets there because I usually pick it up. So... And of course, we have this nice and warm, so it's easy, not warm, but up to room temperature. So it's easy to work with, but that doesn't mean it will stick a little bit to your foil. So just grab your favorite spatula and scrape all that cheesy goodness out. See, Clay, it doesn't even matter if it's close or not. I just have to go over and bend over and pick it up. So I think it's just he wants to see me bend over, honestly. I mean, who wouldn't? But still, he's not making it any easier for me. Hi, Fred. Welcome to the stream. We're making some fried cheesecake. No bake, no oven today. And of course, thinking about it, it's even better because it is getting warm out. Today is actually less warm than it has been, than it was over the weekend, especially for Memorial Day. It was sweltering, goodness. I mean, today only got up to, oh shit, it says like 90 something over on the thermometer, but I had to go to the office today, and it was only 80 degrees out, and just walking around downtown, I even had shorts on. I had my polo shirt on, and I wear shorts, because I wasn't seeing anyone. Just had to go pick up a work computer. I finally have a work computer, which is exciting. And just walking around in 80-degree heat was, I was sweaty. I was very sweaty. Okay. What did I do with my top? And we won't lose that. Of course, we need to help it along a little bit because it's still pretty solid. It needs to get down to where the blades can do their work. There we go. Nice and smooth. We're going for a homogeneous mixture. Don't want little bits of anything anywhere, messing up our flavors and textures. And for our sweet, we're going to add in some sweetened condensed milk. So no sugar, which also means it's going to integrate really nicely because it's already liquid and we don't have to worry about any of that granular sugar getting mixed up into our final product. And I'm okay going a little bit on the light side of the half cup because we're going to add a bunch of other sweet stuff to this. So this is based on a recipe of a guy that cooks out of New Zealand, and his desserts are always beautiful, but tend to be on the sweet side. So just take things with a grain of salt and adjust as necessary. Bo Saki, welcome in, Bo. Nice to see you. And Cheesel? Looks like. Let me know which way to pronounce that if I'm doing it wrong. Welcome in. Either way, it doesn't matter. Okay, perfect. I will just try to be consistent. Cheesel sounds like a Pokemon. So if you like Pokemon, oh, all are 59. Okay. I was not close enough to read that. You can call me Quake or Quakes or Warren, either way. Okay, so I am going to be adding a bunch of cream to this, but I also need to add melted white chocolate, and I do not feel like getting out a bain-marie or double boiler or a pot of steaming water to put this on top of. So I'm going to add some of my cream to this to make it like a ganache, and then only add the rest of the cream to there. So I need... Oop, that is not smelling too good. I was going to hopefully use it, but that is old. But I did plan for that, and I do have a new cream. I was just going to use that one if it was still good, which it is not. Make sure you smell your dairy products before putting them in things. You can use like milk or cream that has gone a little bit sour if you are baking. Like it's great for making pancakes and things. But especially since I'm not baking this, I don't want to even chance it. So I'll just use this cream that I already smelled. That is still good. So I'm going to stick this in the microwave on low power and let it start melting. Hi, Professor. Welcome in. You are just in time to see me throw out the cream that had expired and switch to the cream that is still good. Oh, if Clay would be a lovely mod over there and give some shoutouts for me if you're paying attention. I don't think he's paying attention. He might have wandered off. Anyway, several lovely streamers in tonight, so check them out. Professor is a streamy baker. I do. I do not hear that often. But I have noticed that when I do stream, I modulate my voice a little bit. I think I'm in a little bit of an instructional teachery mode. But no, I don't hear it often, so thank you. I'm glad that it is soothing. Where was I? I was doing a thing. I'm adding the rest of the cream to this. Telephone voice. Let's drink a lot of chocolate milk and we're halfway. Oh, yeah, that's no good. Was it funky or was it chunky? Because either way, it's bad news. I hope you did not have too much tummy distress after that. Okay, this needs a little bit of help. I mean, I'm gonna get enough tummy distress just eating this cheesecake as I put in cream cheese and sweetened condensed milk and heavy cream and just everything dairy. I will have to make sure I limit myself to one piece, one moderately sized piece, because if I don't, I will not have happy tummy. Make sure my white chocolate over here is getting warm and melty. I don't want to scorch it. It's getting there. I really need to find a better word for white chocolate for me, because there is no chocolate in it, so I am kind of loath to call it chocolate since there's no cocoa. It's like a chocolate derivative. And I don't really like it as its own kind of thing, but as a sweetener in like cakes or in this cheesecake, it's gonna do me a good job. Welcome in, everyone. Good to see you. Pride Cheesecake is going to be a multi-layered cheesecake that will be a rainbow, if I get it to work out the way I am planning. And it's no bake, so I am doing it in layers with gelatin and cooling it in between the layers. The white chocolate actually is going to help to get it nice and thick, so I don't have to use quite so much gelatin. Here's my bloomed gelatin. You can see that it has become nice and springy, jello-y. And I'm going to melt that after this white chocolate stuff finishes melting. And that will be my almost last ingredient. I forgot I need to put some flavoring in. I've got some leftover lemon juice that was just hanging out in the fridge. I've got some vanilla powder because I don't want to mess with my color of it right now, because I want to keep it close to white so I can get those rainbow colors coming out for me. Trying to use agar agar to stabilize whipped cream. It didn't go well. Oh, okay. Well, so the whipped cream, I'm actually gonna I'm gonna do some whipped cream on top, and I'm going to do that whipped cream with I'm getting to the max capacity of this food processor. So this is all mixed in, but the whipped cream on top, I'm also going to use the sweetened condensed milk to sweeten it. But for the most stable whipped cream I've ever done, I've used, I put, actually in the food processor, regular granulated sugar and then freeze-dried fruit. And I blitzed that together until it was a powder, all the same consistency. And then I put the cream in with that, and that makes a really nice, thick, stable whipped cream. But of course, the downside of that is you have to make sure that you have whatever recipe you're putting it in has a like complementary flavor to the fruit you're using. So I mean, if you're doing like a chocolate cake, you can use almost anything, of course. Freeze-dried strawberries, raspberries, bananas, all sorts of options. Okay, here's my melted white chocolate with a little bit of cream, just to make it nice and easy to melt instead of trying to do it on a bain-marie. Just took that hot cream assistance. And I am, yeah, it says liquid max fill way down there. It's not exactly a liquid, it's a goo. Goo doesn't have the same requirements as liquid, right? Right? I hope. And there's my liquid gelatin mix. I'm gonna stir this around, make sure I don't have any lumps. I really wish I had a larger food processor right now. But there's my last addition. Give that one last pulse. Agar needs to be boiled. Let's see. Agar needs to be boiled for it to set up, which you usually don't boil. Okay, I see. Microwave the agar. It's supposed to let it cool, but then it's just a break. Okay, yeah. Huh. Yeah, it's kind of the same thing as just like cornstarch. Cornstarch needs to boil for it to really thicken. To both cook and thicken, so it gets the thickening and also doesn't taste like you're eating raw cornstarch. Okay, I think I am done with the food processors now. Yeah, I really like that sugar method. I forget where I saw it. I saw it on some cooking show, and it just worked so well that I have been using it ever since. I do it when I make tiramisu, because I do a layer of whipped cream in there, and it's kind of difficult to spread things on top of whipped cream, or put things on top of the whipped cream and have the whipped cream really hold up. So getting that nice, super stable whipped cream is nice for that. And I tend to do banana with that, because I can do like a kind of a banoffee tiramisu that works out. Oh, good. I am so glad. Okay. So, like I said earlier, I should have made Clay not use. He used a bowl for some fruit, and I wanted to sass him about it, because I have exactly 6 of these bowls, and this is how I'm going to color my mixture. And I've got to scoop it right out of here first, because if I don't, if I try to take it off, then the cheesecake will all leak through the hole in the middle. So I'm just using a ice cream scoop so I can get reasonably the same amount of mixture in each bowl, and then my layers will be somewhat the same thickness. So I can have a lovely, consistent rainbow. I imagine I'm gonna have at least 5 scoops in each. Thank you, Clay. He's just over there making sure that I know he's paying attention. I think he went outside to water plants or something. Oh, I see. He has come back in. Okay, now that I have gotten the liquid level below the blade, I can take the bowl off and scrape it down and get my blade out of here, and then get the rest of my mixture in to my bowls. Although I am not perfectly sure, having not done this before, how much mixture I'm gonna need for my layers, so I'm kind of eyeballing it. Of course, when I watch the video, it all works out just perfectly. I'm gonna have to hope that the ratios are about right. Okay. There we go. Last scoop. And of course, if it comes down to it, I will just do an extra big layer of my favorite color, which is purple. Okay. Yes, I'm going to do it vertically. I'm not going to try to do... I've seen it done before where they pour like the layer and then they pour the other one right in the middle, so it kind of does the little bowl effect. But that looked a little bit more difficult than I was ready to do on my first try, especially since, if you have seen my streams before, I have not tested out hardly anything I'm doing. So I want to do things that I'm going to succeed at the first time, or at least get a reasonable approximation of what I'm going for. So yeah, I'm just going to do layer by layer. It says chill them 15 minutes in the fridge or less time in the freezer. So I'll put them in the freezer between layers so that I'm not waiting 15 minutes between each. But once I get these all colored and get my first layer in, I'm going to just start making some rice for dinner later. So we've got our primary colors, and we have also just purple because of course I have purple. Well, hello, Rod. Hi, how did your... I stopped in and saw you making some pickles. Rod, please, Mark, if you want to give Rod a shout out, or Roba's here, so if Roba can do that, that would be amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you for bringing your community. Welcome in. Thank you. Oh my goodness. For the followers, thank you, Mild White Pizza. Thank you, Boy Hazard. And I'm sorry to... Hold on, let's go. Where is my... Okay. Where is my mouse? So thank you. Hello, Rod. Hello, community. I hope your big cooking stream went really well. Brioche dough. That sounds amazing. We tend to make sourdough because we have some good sourdough starters, but I have not tried making a lovely brioche. I am excited to see that. I'm going to go check that out. So welcome, Rod's community. Thank you so much for trusting me with your community. We are being super gay for Pride Month. It's the beginning of Pride Month. It's my first baking stream of Pride Month, so we are doing a rainbow no-bake cheesecake. So, sorry if I am disappointing anyone by not baking, but we're doing a no-bake version. But it'll still be pretty, it'll be a rainbow, and it'll be good enough to eat. So right now we are just... oh, by the way, I am Warren, or Quake. My cooking show that I do, I call it It's Good Enough to Eat, because it is sometimes messy, sometimes a whole just rigmarole, but it always turns out delicious. That is the goal, at least. I put the bake and the cook tag just in case. I've actually never done a no-bake cheesecake before, so it's also exciting. But I am LGBT, gay streamer, he, him pronouns. Please be... I know all of Rod's community, of course, is going to be super great, because Rod is super great. So thank you for coming, and I hope you enjoy. I'm going to get my colors in these cheesecakes so I can make a rainbow. Okay, where was I? I have purple. I'm going to start off with some amount of drops, if I can... Oop, that is a lot. Okay. Start off with small amounts, because you can always add a little bit more. I'm going to do 2 drops of pink, and then my orange is going to be drop of pink, drop of yellow, and then of course just yellow, blue. Oh, camera back on. Oh my goodness. Cooking cam. And green is blue plus yellow. So we will get 6 spoons out. Oh, this is, of course, the most fun stream to be in, because I'm using every spoon in the house, practically. That is supposed to be more purpley. Come on. That is way too blue. That just does not want to come out. There we go. There's our... It's still not purple enough. Maybe I just don't like this shade of purple. Violet aqua gel. Maybe I'll add a tiny bit of pink to this to make it more purpley. No. Well, we'll see. It depends on how my blue looks. There's my blue. That looks like a nice, colorful, vibrant blue. Actually, now that it's sitting a bit, that violet's coming out a little better. Here's our green. Our yellow. Orange. I might need a little bit more pink to make it a little bit orangier. And there's our red, pink. Apparently it is fuchsia. Thank you, Cosmic. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Mark has come in to judge the colors. Yeah, I mean the lighting. Oh, turn that light on for me. Actually, now that they're settling in, they all look a little bit better. Oh yeah, having the light on them really helps. Amazing, that, right? So, pink, orange, yellow, green, blue, and violet. And that's our rainbow. Okay, I'm gonna get out my cheesecake tin with my crust in it. And pour in the first layer. I don't want to go overboard with it because I want to make sure that I have room for everything, and that would be very sad if I did not have room to get all my colors in. But that is pretty much as simple as it gets. I'm just gonna pop this in the freezer. Oop, I need to find a flat space for it though. There we go. I'm gonna get out some foodstuffs for dinner. So that just needs to sit there and chill for a few minutes. So I'm gonna start some rice for dinner. So I just have a cup of rice in a pot. And I have some homemade vegetable stock because I just had a bunch of odds and ends of vegetable bits. And I am going to cook my rice right in this stock. It's a cup of brown rice, so I'm going to do close like 2.5 to 3 cups of liquid because it does like to really drink it up. I'm also gonna have to find something else to do with the rest of this stock. I'll probably have to freeze some of it. But I did make some pho slash ramen kind of stuff yesterday. A little soy just for that umami flavor. Turn on my fan to suck up all of the pollutants from the gas that I'm burning. And come in and catch up on chat. I don't even know if I set a timer. I'm just looking at all my trash over here. I don't know what he wants. He's probably hungry. I am making dinner, yes. So you do not need to have snacks. It's interesting because he comes in, and I need to get like a real, just a stand mic over here so you can all. So one, I don't have to wear this, which is just hot and sweaty. It's not helping. And then two, so you could hear what's going on when Mark walks in. Boy has to go eat dinner now. Yes. Feed the beast. Thank you for coming in. Feel free to leave a lurk if you are so inclined, and I will see you next time. Same for Rod. Have a lovely dinner. The yellow looks like, yes, we got a nice vibrant yellow. I think the least happy I am with the color. See, I kind of wanted the purple to be more like purpley instead of like the indigo kind of color. Maybe I'll play. Maybe I'll put a drop of pink in it. A little tiny drop of pink. And see if that gives me more purpley color. It didn't really do much. Didn't do anything. Did nothing. I don't want to play too much because I don't want to mess it up because that's all my mixture. So if I go wild at this point, then I would not have anything left for my top layer. Yeah, I will have better picks on Instagram because it does need like 4 hours to chill completely. So I will show you the end of it, and then once I end the stream, then I'll let it chill completely, and I will take pictures and make a slice and do things. I think Robo meant I better not exclude a color. So yes, no, the plan is to have the 6-color rainbow representing the 6-color pride flag. I know we have other flags that are more inclusive, that have many more colors and many more representations and meanings, but I don't know how to translate that in a cheesecake. So we're doing this for Pride now, and we will figure out other ways to honor and tribute and recognize other groups in future streams. We have a whole month. We have a whole month to do fun things in. Oh, random. Dinner. I'm just cooking some rice, and we have some packaged Trader Joe's Chinese food. We were craving honey walnut shrimp the other day, and they didn't have any at the restaurant. So we have some frozen honey walnut shrimp, which I am doing on the stove in a little bit. But the rice is going to take like 40 minutes, so I got that started. Yes, I know. Clay is talking about all the mics and cams that I should have already. We're still a growing stream, right? Professor Mendel wants me to get my pump on. Let's bust out some push-ups while I'm not doing anything. Yes, and now that our rice is boiling, turn the heat down to simmer, and then put a lid on it, and it just will sit there for half an hour and come out as lovely, ready to eat rice. Yeah, so I'm not actually doing much to their meals today. What I often do is, like especially for their orange chicken, since it's just chicken, I will quarter up some Brussels sprouts and pop in some cherry tomatoes because there's usually tons of sauce and plenty of sauce to cover a whole bunch of extra stuff. And so I'll sear off those and mix it all together so it's like a full meal instead of just chicken and rice. Get your vegetables and vitamins and things. Thank you, Bo. Let's get a good deep leg stretch and arms. And once we've stretched, we can check our cheesecake and put in the second layer. Yep, stretching isn't just for me. Everyone else, if you are sitting, if you are hanging out and watching, make sure you get a stretch in as well. Make sure you're staying hydrated, especially if you're having dehydrating drinks as well. Make sure you are also keeping yourself hydrated. I know I don't have a hydrate command because I drink so much water as it is. It would be a little redundant. Okay, so in the freezer we have lost our jiggle, which means we are ready for the next layer. Which we will spread around and pop back in the freezer. And of course, since there's no eggs or anything in here, I can taste it, make sure it's good. I want to make sure I have enough room for all the colors. I mean, it should be. It's just cream cheese and condensed milk and cream and chocolate. White chocolate. And of course, every time I make something using white chocolate, it just makes me want to make something chocolatey. So I'm going to have to make like a chocolate cheesecake or something because that sounds really delicious right now. Oh, we found out that you should be licking the bowls. Yes, I am excited to see the full thing cut on a plate. That'll be much prettier than the individual layers. You won't see all the like bumps in the crust where I didn't get it perfectly smooth. Okay, so today's menu is honey walnut shrimp because we were craving it the other day, and then some spicy tempura cauliflower because then I don't have to worry about finding a way to put a vegetable into what I'm doing. But these really only take 8 or something minutes to do, so I don't really need to get them going until the rice is getting closer to done. But I can get out another pan because I do want them to be ready at the same time. And I do want Mark to be having dinner before he eats a bunch of cheesecake. Okay. 2 pans, ready to go. Stir my rice a little bit. Make sure it's not sticking to the bottom of the pan. I don't need to season it because I've got my lovely stock in there, which is full of flavor. And I add a little bit of soy for dark richness. Hi, Bob. Welcome in. This is the Quake stream. This is Quake's Bakes, but he is not baking today. So Warren gels up some cream cheese, does something. Whatever it is, it'll be delicious. We have our I should really line these up in order so I don't um, mess them up when I'm pouring them in. Roy G. Biv, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet. Okay, those are all ready to go. I do all of the kitchen stuff, random. All the kitchen stuff, except for the sourdough bread. Mark does make the sourdough bread. But I pretty much do all the cooking, like making dinner and things. Um, but Mark does the bread folding and kneading and things. He takes care of the starter. Um, I can actually show off one of the breads. So we do a Detroit style dough to make a dough to make a Detroit style pizza, which is sourdough, which ends up being like a focaccia. So we have this uh, sourdough focaccia, and then this one I just topped with prosciutto and balsamic, and a little bit of parmesan to make just a kind of prosciutto flatbread. So um, he is in charge of most of the breads, but I did the hot cross buns, which is just a uh, brioche. That was a brioche dough. Um, I'll do other breads. I'm not like big into baking breads right now, just because it's a kind of a I don't have a good space for kneading because I'm not going to knead on tile. So yes, that I should probably post some pictures of the pizza we've made before in on Instagram. There might be some farther back, but yeah, it is super tasty. It's very bready because there's a lot of crust, but it is super delicious bread. So as long as you like bread, it is really good pizza. I have made I do make like thin style pizza crust sometimes, but I haven't in a while. That's usually when we travel. Like if we're going to our friend's place, they have a big green egg, and we'll make a bunch of pizza dough, and everyone will make their own pizzas, and that tends to be like a thin, crispy crust pizza. But when we're at home, we do the Detroit style. Let me show you the pan random. So we have this pan. Let me just go to the. We've got this pan, which is deep, and the dough rises right in here. Um, it's got a lid. It rises in the fridge overnight, and then when you pull it out, you'd put on a bunch. You cover like the whole thing in cheese, and then sauce on top, and then your toppings are the last thing, and then it bakes for 35, 40 minutes. Um, really good, so good. Now I'm hungry, which is why I'm making dinner, right? Good excuse to put the pan away because we made some a couple of days ago and it's already all gone. And I we had one of those pans and I bought Clay a second one for Christmas. Oh, we don't use brick cheese. Yeah, we got pre-shredded cheese, but whatever. Yeah, it's a Detroit style pizza pan from Lloyd's Pans. And I got him the second one because he makes two batches of dough, and he used to have to make one in a different pan and then transfer it so he could cook it in the thing. And oh, I see. I don't know. I don't know what brick cheese is then. Um, but yes, it's Detroit style. It's a Detroit style pan. It's not quite. It's separate from deep dish because deep dish has like the traditional crust that's just like comes up around the side. It's like a cheesecake, but pizza is the deep dish, like Chicago style. Um, yeah, until we started making it, until it was from a blog that he follows. Um, the boy who bakes, I think, that does sourdough, Detroit style pizza dough. Um, yeah, the boy who bakes. He won the first season of Great British Bake Off, the one that did not make it to Netflix. It was there were 3 seasons they did prior to the integration, prior to it being on BBC 4, I think. So if you start watching season 1 of Great British Bake Off on Netflix, that's actually season 4, and there are 3 seasons before that with very talented bakers. Um, Unfortunately, less diverse bakers too. As the seasons have gone on, the bakers have become more diverse and more inclusive, and there's been many, many phenomenal bakers from all over the world who have come to live in Britain. Um, yeah, building a pizza oven would be a thing. I don't know where it would happen. That was another show I should be pouring another layer of cheesecake. There was a show that we used to watch on Food Network that was Debbie Mazur and her husband. Debbie Mazur is an actress, and her husband is a chef. And um, they had a friend that just built them a nice ass pizza oven in their yard. And that thing was, I mean, it was a work of art. It was beautiful. And of course, it was also functional. And I mean, that's the ideal. But of course, they are rich and famous and have 10 times the yard we do. So of course, they had room for a giant artistic installation of a outdoor pizza oven. Um, we are we do fine with our barbecue. But no, I have not seen that crazy pizza oven. That's a little excessive. I wonder what fuel they use for that. I will definitely get those pictures posted. Thanks so much for stopping by, Professor. It was lovely to see you as always. If we can get a goodbye shout out for the Professor, she is a phenomenal baker in Canada, and she's also been doing cozy streams of Nino Cooney. So definitely check out the Professor. Yes, California, especially where we are, the housing market is very up and up, and as rents and buying both. So if we were to try to upsize right now, we are not quite in the market. I don't know why I'm asking. Robo is away and Mark isn't paying attention. I can just do the shout out myself. Haha. Mods are great, but if I'm just sitting here chatting anyway, I can do my own work. Yeah, I was just talking about that show, Mark. Yes. Oh yes, it was called Extra Virgin. Debbie Mazur and her Italian professional chef husband. Okay. I'm going to start my pans. The other thing about the housing market here is if we wanted a newer house, I better wipe out that pan before it starts spitting at me, because I dripped some water in it. None of the new houses are getting made with gas, which, I mean, gas is superior for cooking to electric, but there have been a lot of really good advances with induction cooktops that are really nice, and they don't have the same pollutant concerns. They don't stay hot, which is another nice thing. You have to make sure you have cookware that can be used on an induction stove, but It's very nice if you have that set up. Oh, that's my rice. Yes, Extra Virgin. It was a fun show. It's a good show. If I'm not looking at it with rose-colored glasses, I think it was good. Not problematic. And Debbie Mazur's fun. She's a great host. Fun to watch. Extra virgin as referencing to olive oil, because definitely not extra virgin because they have a couple of kids running around. And I always blank when I'm trying to remember his name. It's always Debbie Mazur and her husband, even though he's the one that's the chef. Gabrielli. Yes, that's it. Thank you, Mark. He yells it over from there. Jeez, I am ready for food. Although I can actually start getting my whipped cream ready, since I can just put it in the fridge and use it later. So, I'm going to use the rest of my cream. And I got my workout in on this too. I'm going to use my, oh, so cold, so oozy now, my sweetened condensed milk to make it nice and thick and sweet and stable. It's probably about a half a cup. I've got some extra cream up there. Keep losing towels. I better turn that down. I'll be ready to cook in just a second. I'm going to get my cream going, and I think nothing else. Oh, vanilla. And I'm going to try to find my powdered vanilla again, which is somewhere. Although it's less important for this because it's just the whipped cream that's sitting on top. So, whatever. And of course, now that the professor's gone, I don't have to really measure things anymore. I have no professionals in the channel watching, judging. No one telling me to, or please. And this is why we use the food processor for the rest of what we were doing, because it would have been a whole lot of this otherwise. Right, random? get this really nice and stiff so we can use it to decorate the top of our cheesecake, cheesy, sweet creation at the end. There we go. It's okay to use the arm muscles for the whipped cream because it beats up in just a couple of minutes. Get that in the fridge. Thank you. It's my extra gay tank top today. We've got this tank top. It's meshy in the back. We've got our pride pins. I do have a stand mixer. I'm just not using it for that last thing. I scratched my nose, so I'm gonna wash my hands. Because I am feeding this to people that aren't just me and Clay. And green. Mark's yelling at me back there. And we can already tell that the gelatin is doing its work because it is getting slowly thicker over there as each layer goes on. Not enough to really impact us, but enough that you can tell. Okay. Is it an extra? You call half of it. You can't have half the cake. My goodness. That is so much cake. I'm gonna get my dressings into warm water. That is not like nearly like that's the one thing that's wrong is that's how many walnuts they give you. Like, this is not an appropriate amount of walnuts. I might have to call Clay over to find some more walnuts. And I don't know if we have more walnuts. I know we've got some toasty pecans. I'll just check the pantry. There's some in the pantry. Yeah. And then our vegetable. Which is, for some reason, in a plastic bag by itself. Who knows? Who knows why they did that? It was a choice. I'm gonna bag up all my trash so Clay can take it with him when he leaves the kitchen. Because my trash can is around the corner. Pecans are fine. They got the pecans. My sink is just so bright right now. There's a whole rainbow down in here. You're supposed to come this way and take my trash. My purple layer will be fine. It's okay if it comes up over the top of the edge, because... WeFlaps Gaming! Welcome in! Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for being here. If you didn't know, WeFlaps is who drew those. He drew my two of my emotes. He is a fabulous artist. Super cute. Has a super cute kitty. Does comics with him and his kitty. Definitely check out WeFlaps Comics. WeFlaps. Mark loves WeFlaps. I don't know if he loves WeFlaps or if he loves Coral. He probably just loves Coral. He says he likes... What's yours? Oh, yeah, everyone's claiming the cake. You tuned in for almost at this point I'm just cooking, and we are chilling layers of our cheesecake in the freezer so we can add on the rest of our layers. And while we are chilling cheesecake, we are making dinner, because we are hungry boys. So old. Jeez. 26. You're still so young. Although, when I was 26, I was I fell asleep super early. I mean, I'm still not like a very late person. I'm not really a night owl, but like 11 midnight-ish usually most days. Um, Although it's 6:30 here in California right now, so depending on what coast you're on, that could be very different. Let's check our layer. Nope. Here's our blue. I don't know what you're talking about. It doesn't have... I can stick up over the crust a little bit. My goodness. Nice and vibrant blue. Why are you using that? Use the tongs. Mark is talking to me, but I can't hear what he's saying because I have my headphones on. Yes, Mark is very excited to see you, and he's been following your Instagram and reading your comics for many moons. Very long time. Sauce time. Walnuts time. The little walnuts that there are. Little bits of cream cheese on the outside of my sauce packets because they were in the same sink in warm water getting defrosted. Mark, come take the trash. Please. Trash. Come here. Come to the bar. Thank you. Yes. You mean the Garbage Man song?
Garbage man can.
Who can take the trash out? Stomp it down for you. Tie it with a bow and do the twisty thingy too. The Garbage Man. Oh, the Garbage Man can. For anyone who is not the same type of nerd as me, this is the Garbage Man song that Homer Simpson sings to the tune of the Candyman in the episode where he runs for garbage commissioner. And unlike many songs from The Simpsons, I can sing the whole thing from memory. Even though I've not watched the episode in a couple of years, probably. It's just one of those things that sticks in my head. Okay. Dinner is almost done. The last layer of the cake is about ready to go on. And my wine is almost empty. So, that'll be... We're going to wrap up in a little bit. I'll get that last layer on. I will get that in the fridge to chill out for a few hours before I finish topping it with our whipped cream and our rainbow sprinkles and some nonpareils that are nice and shiny pearls and maybe some glitter or something. So, and then those pictures will be up on Instagram within the next several hours. And our last layer. The other nice thing about this is that it is nice and self-leveling as long as you have it in a flat spot. And we just came to the very top of our pan, so I'm going to call that just about good enough. And get this in the fridge to chill out for the rest of the evening, once I can find a spot. There we go. Get in there. There we go. Cool. So thank you so much for coming in for the super gay start of Pride Month stream. It's an honor and a privilege seeing you all. Let's go find someone to give a raid to, because we want to keep this love and happiness going. Thank you so much for all the people that followed. Um, a bunch of people. Thank you for the resubscribe, Teo. Thank you for the bits, Taylor. Thank you for the bits, Clay. And all the follows. Really love seeing you out every time. I think Mark is finding a kitty to come get on the camera before I raid someone because he loves showing off our giant cat who just flops in our arms for a few minutes at least. He is this is the big kitty. This is spoiler. He will be held and he will just kind of ragdoll for a couple of minutes until he gets tired of it. But thank you again for stopping by. We are gonna go and raid someone. Let's. Who needs a raid? Who haven't we raided in a while? Let's find someone who hasn't also been on all night, who's still got who's some stream time left to go. That's 5 hours, goodness. Polly's probably not. See, I don't have anyone that like starts streaming like after I do. Everyone's already been on for like hours and hours and hours. Is Miss Paint on? Miss Paint's on. What? How long has he been on? That doesn't mean a lot. Okay, let's. I was gonna raid Miss Paint though. No, I've raided him. Let's. Okay, we're gonna go raid Billy John Bob. Keep the gay theme going. If I knew how to spell his name. Billy John Bob 88. Oops. So again, thanks so much for stopping by, hanging out while I made some cheesecake, made some dinner. Always good to see all of your lovely names in chat. We'll go raid Billy John Bob and see him playing a very intense game. And I will be back sometime this weekend to play some games for you. I will see you then. And remember, whenever you're in the kitchen, whatever you make, it's going to be good enough to eat. See you next time.
Come here, you piece of shit. Let me kill you!